Well, good afternoon everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment today. I kind of have a theory, and I've made a decision on the Tundra back here, and that is to remove this TSS decal. I just think it looks cleaner without having these things on. I have personal preference. I just don't care for them myself. But what I'm going to test out today, you know, every time I've done this, I've used heat, you know, a hair dryer, heated up the surface, got it really, really hot, and then peeled it off. And there's always a real thin layer of very sticky adhesive left. That's a real pain to get off. I mean, I use Goo Gone and it works, but it's still a pain. You know, you got to rub at it, you got to spend a lot of time trying to get that off. And then I got to thinking, you know, the adhesive that's on the back of these is a bit different than the adhesive that's on the back of the badging. You know, that's more of a foamy, rubbery kind of adhesive. And this is just like a real thin type of adhesive. I don't know what it is, but there is a difference between the two. So I'm going to try to take this one off with just the outside temperature. You know, I'm not going to put any heat on it, and it is probably, I don't know, 80 some degrees out here right now, quite windy, you guys can hear it, and humid. So I'm going to see if taking it off without applying any heat leaves less residue or less adhesive on the truck that you have to screw with. So all I'm going to use are my fingernails, which I know, never put your fingernails against the surface, a paint surface. But that beats anything else that I could use. You know, any kind of tool is going to be more marring than my fingernails are going to be. So we're going to set you up, turn you around here, and we're going to see if indeed my theory proves correct, that it'll leave less adhesive on there if you just don't add any heat. Let's see. All right, we're going to start right here on the edge. One thing that I would add, make sure that your surface is clean when you start. I mean, you don't want any gritty dirt or anything on here that you're pushing against the truck while you're doing this. The truck is pretty clean right now. My truck is, so I'm not real worried about that. But just a little tip, make sure you do that. And we're just going to start right up here on the edge, again, with just my fingernail. And you can see it's already kind of peeled a little bit here. I don't know why, but let's go ahead and give it a try. And what I'm trying to do is lift it up enough so I can grab an edge and pull. And it just tore there, so that didn't really do me any good. So we'll continue on till we get an edge you can actually pull something against. And I could be wrong. It could be that, you know, I'll need heat to soften up the decal itself and get a good edge to grab onto. I don't know. Oh, there's an edge there. So we've got an edge. You guys can see right there. Now, hopefully, I'll be able to just pull the entire thing off starting from here without it breaking. I don't know. And you do kind of want to do it at a bit of an angle. And so far, there is no adhesive left on there. And so far, it's coming off very easily. Wow. Okay, obviously, we're past the point of no return now. So there is no thinking, well, you know, I'll just leave it on there. Not going to happen now. Here we go. Silky smooth, man. Halfway there. There you go. That's the entire label. Check that out. There is nothing on there. I think so far on this side proves my theory correct. Let's go over and hit the other side and see if it comes off the same way, and then I'll show you what I do to clean this up. All right, we're going to try to do the same thing over here. I am going to try to start right here on the same part of the badging or the decal that I did over there. This is cool. I mean, it's, you know, obviously outside temperature, but certainly not warm. See if we can't get the same edge. Have to be patient on this part. It does take a second to get a good edge on the adhesive going, or the decal rather. But once you get it, you got it. There we go. All right, we've got the edge going. So let's see if we have the same luck over here. Wow, there you go. Completely off. And no adhesive left on here. Wow, let's go back over to the other side and I'll show you how I clean this up. All right, I'm going to show you guys what I do to clean this up. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera or not, but you can see there's still an outline of where the sticker was because there's, you know, dirt around the edges or whatever. So all I do, and ideally you'd wash the truck, right? But I'm not going to wash the whole truck, so I'm just going to spray my little soapy water solution on there, like so. And then I'm going to wipe it off. Rotating the cloth, of course, because, you know, you don't want to scratch anything with any grit or anything that might be left on there. There, that's about it. And you can see already, and there is no adhesive left. I'm quite surprised myself. And now, that should dry off as hot as it is out here. You can probably see it evaporating as we stand here. Now, I'm just going to put some wax on the area. Just a wax, oops, and I sprayed wax all over the truck. Great. But we're just going to put a little bit of wax on there. Because obviously, since the sticker was on top, the surface below wouldn't have gotten protected from any kind of treatment that it may have had. So we're just going to quickly put a little bit of wax on there. And if you're wondering, I use Meguiar's. This Meguiar's Carnauba wax. I really like this stuff. It smells good. It's easy to use. I've used it for years. But like I said, we'll just wipe a little bit of wax on there. And this stuff dries really quickly. So we'll leave that for a minute. Meanwhile, you wipe off the splatter I had when I opened the bottle. Gotta love when that happens. Alright, we'll let that dry for just a couple minutes, then we'll come back on. Alright, I've let that dry for probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. 3 or 4 minutes probably. And it's time to wipe it off. Hopefully you can see it's nice and hazed on there. So let's just wipe it off. And you'll notice there is no outline left of where that sticker was. And if there were, we'd either use some Goo Gone or just a wax to take that off. But look at that. Now, that is the easiest time that I've ever taken a decal off of a vehicle, and I've done it on several vehicles. I generally do not leave them on, and I gotta say, I think my theory is right. You know, if you're going to take off just a flat decal like that, unless it's, you know, winter time. I mean, if it's, I'd say 75, 80 degrees outside, and the vehicle's been in the shade, I don't think you'd want to leave it sit in the sun, because if you did, obviously it would heat up and probably have the same effect as if you were to use a hairdryer or a heat gun on it. So yeah, from now on, when I take these off, it'll be, you know, 80 degrees outside, something like that, out of the sun, just sitting in the garage, and they pull right off. No adhesive was left on there. If you checked out my previous Tacoma video, when I did the same thing with the Tacoma, there was a ton of adhesive left on there. That real thin, sticky adhesive that is a royal pain to get off. Anyway, I just kind of want to get on here, bring you guys along for the ride, because I get questions about this occasionally, and I hear people complaining about how difficult it is to get the adhesive off. What you just saw there, piece of cake. I basically could have just peeled it off and left it. I didn't have to do the waxing and the cleaning, but let's make it look right. As for the look of the truck now, I mean, check it out. Much, much cleaner look. Ignoring the dirty spot up here that I didn't clean, but you can see it has a much cleaner look to it now. I just like that better myself. Like I said, I've never been a big decal fan, so for me, this is definitely the way to go. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.